good argument when you're just going to do that. I mean, I don't even care. I'm not going to even. I have a new rule where I don't reply to anyone with a blue check on there because I don't want to give them a penny. Because
let's get to a story that really matters. Not the UFO one yet, not the vaccine injury, we already covered that, and not Tucker Carlson yet, but instead, Hunter Biden drama. We do dominate. That's awesome. That's so funny. Dude, you're a YouTube reviewer who can't even get through a fucking YouTube review of a toy movie without, like, breaking a fucking goddamn steel beam with your jaw because of how shut it is with anger. You are not like the dominant alpha dog man, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. If I can hear your teeth gritting over here, you're grinding. It's probably not good, and also you're not the dominant conqueror man that you fancy yourself. You're a fucking YouTuber who is seething. It's really sad, in a really sad way, actually.
Try to portray women as strong, empowered, infallible, kick-ass girl bosses who can do anything and beat anyone, but you also need them to be helpless, oppressed victims of male domination. You can't have your cake and eat it. Not to worry though, because Barbie uses her newfound powers of feminism to free the other Barbies from the evil Ken's oppression, and because they're all dumb as fuck, she's able to trick them into fighting each other until eventually they just give up and surrender.
Ken flexing.
I feel bad even like criticizing certain aspects of this now that I watched this fucking review of it, which was so objectively bad. A line in the movie literally says the Barbies had no defense against patriarchy because they didn't experience any of it before, so it's clear this man didn't even listen to the actual script. Yeah. One thing that I did not like was defeating like patriarchy by using your feminine powers of like pitting men against one another, which ultimately devolves into like men and their interest of competition leading into war. Which is like a very classic, like liberal ass. It's like a very classic liberal take on obviously how history has occurred. It's like the exact opposite of historical materialism, which I was not really expecting anyway. But just a subtle note there that it's like, oh yeah, men are cum-brained and violent because women pin them against one another, and it also kind of takes away from like women's role in society as well, because it's not just like women are not only weaponizing their sexuality to dominate and manipulate men. That is like kind of a very incel take, which I'm sure if this guy had like 3.5 fucking brain cells, he would even recognize that and go, oh yeah, that's fucking great, he did it, she did this dumb thing. Women are manipulative, and I agree with that. It's the greatest part of the fucking movie.
You might think that after all these wild swings between male and female domination, the logical way forward would be for Barbie Land to adopt a more equal system where both sides are given power and respect. Perhaps teaching the audience that for all our differences, men and women are both pretty awesome, and maybe we'd do well to work together instead of unfairly elevating one group above the other. But nope, the Barbies go right back to being in charge of everything again.
Wait, this is pretty funny. I love that. He's mad. Oh my god. He's actually fucking mad that like if he recognizes that the criticism of the movie is about how patriarchy like unjustifiably oppresses women, 50% of the fucking population, then doesn't he also recognize that you kind of get the point of the movie? You're just like writing for patriarchy. That's it. Because like even at the end, the joke is that like eventually they'll have just as many. Eventually they'll live in a society where men will be just as powerful as women are in the real world, which is the ending sequence, which is hilarious because then you literally recognize that we do live in a patriarchal construct that oppresses women inherently, and that you like it, and because of how fragile you are, you recognize the unjustifiable circumstances in the real world, and you're like, but why was there no equality? You sound like a feminist at the end of that. That's what happened here.
And the Kens slide back into a meaningless, depressing existence of being irrelevant second-class citizens. And that, I think, is supposed to be a happy ending?
Fuck.
Honestly, I'm struggling to...
He's trying to make a point that the rebellion of the Barbie society and their role before was both centered around Barbie's acceptance. Barbie's never cared about Ken's acceptance. That's why it ends with him being Ken off. Lamau, I don't need to prove anything. I just need to be happy with myself. Exactly.
Find the right words to properly express just how monumentally awful this film is. It's like a serial killer dressed in a Pikachu outfit. Superficially, it might look bright and cheerful and cute, but beneath the appealing facade, there's something genuinely horrible and sinister. This is a movie made by people who utterly despise men.
There's something horrible and sinister in the Barbie movie.
Masculinity, or any kind of traditional gender roles of any kind, and make absolutely no attempt to hide it. So you're a woman who wants to be a mother or a homemaker? Screw you, fascists. You're a man who...
I don't think he watched the movie. I think he didn't watch the movie. I think he just like saw other reviewers of the movie and just basically repeated their reviews. Like no way, right? There's like only one of these incels that actually watched the movie. They made like some plot points, and now everyone else is playing a game of telephone off of that person's work, and that's why it's like devolved into something entirely separate.
Who wants to be assertive, ambitious, confident, and successful? Well, that clearly makes you a misogynist, don't you know? It's so
Wait, what?
God
There's
damn,
no way
bro.
he's looking at the situation. There's no way he's looking at the situation in the toy movie where the toy Ken sees patriarchy and thinks it's like super cool because there's like a lot of aspects that are highlighted, like material possessions that are highlighted within it, whether it be horses or big trucks, things that he enjoys, and attributing all of that to the patriarchy and wanting to instill it in the Barbie universe because he thinks that is all they're ever going to. That's all they're going to get more of that. And then the horses were cute. Yes, I did love the horses. And he thinks that that's like being assertive. I don't really understand.
The
like he
fuck
thinks
is
that that's
going
just
on?
like being a go-getter and assertive. Like making women servile is being a go-getter and assertive. And that, like, this dude lives in the real world where patriarchy is very real. And yet, for some fucking weird reason, even a fantasy about a fucking toy where that patriarchy is not like immediately shown as a good thing, that structure is enough for him to throw a hissy fit. Brother, men used to die in war, okay? Men used to do things. They used to build things. They used to die in fucking war. Now, the most masculine alpha dogs that fancy themselves to be these fucking, barbarians and these Vikings are online, unable to get through a goddamn fucking toy movie for like, adults and primarily little girls to go and purchase toys without losing their minds because there's a depiction of patriarchy that is negative in it. He said it's monumentally catastrophic and communist propaganda.
Fucking divisive and unnecessary. It's like they had a perfect opportunity to unify audiences behind a simple message of reconciliation and equal opportunity, but they just couldn't help.
But this aspect of it is pretty funny because, like, he sees matriarchy and his depiction of matriarchy, even though it's, like, exaggerated, let's say that it's like that.
God damn it.
Let's say that the matriarchy in this circumstance subjugates men, right? Because his understanding is that's what's going on. He's literally begging for equality, like a chirping radfem.
I'm gonna die.
And it's not the real world that made you feel this way. It's a fucking toy movie that made you feel this way. I love that.
Where the fuck is he gone?
There's nothing funnier than this. He's like, oh, I'm a feminist now. Oh, What the fuck? This movie. I just want equality. I don't like it.
What the
It's
fuck?
divisive.
Themselves. They were so filled with rage and hatred and bitterness that it just had to come spewing out onto the screen. As far as this film's concerned, women are simply amazing, and men and everything they do are utterly, irredeemably shit. They might be grudgingly tolerated, provided they play by the
come on,
rules,
bro.
but they have no inherent value and can
Just
never
gonna
be
spam
trusted
this
with
all
any
day?
kind of power or responsibility. And the only way to guarantee a peaceful and harmonious society is for women to be put in charge of everything and men to be docile, powerless servants who exist only to please them.
Not a great plan.
What?
Wait, that's not what happened in the movie. That's not even what happened in the beginning sequence, where like men weren't servile in the same way that like the Barbies were
Shit.
under patriarchy. And that's not what happened in the ending
God
either.
damn it.
And the ending is also a joke about how like patriarchy still very much exists in the real world, and therefore like a feminist movement or a meninist movement in the movie will give men the rights and responsibilities that women currently hold in the real world. So only and only would you get mad at that if you literally look and correctly analyze the current unjustifiable structure in a patriarchal society and think it's really fucking good and should be that way. That's the only way that you would get mad at this movie. Which is probably what's going on, I
Wow,
think.
what
That's
an
what he is.
inspiring message for impressionable young girls.
God damn it.
The
God
thing is,
damn
none of
it.
this would have been quite so insidious if the marketing hadn't done everything in its power to keep it a secret. I mean, for all their faults,
God
She-Hulk,
damn it.
Ghostbusters 2016 and Captain Marvel all wore their feminist hearts on their sleeves. You knew exactly what you were getting into when you went to see them, but Barbie really is a wolf in sheep's clothing, tricking people into watching it by
Fucking
promising
asshole
one
Bubbles.
thing
Yeah, the entire ending sequence is about Ken finding his own value
Back up, bro.
without having it be
God.
related to Barbie. Like that's the purpose. The main purpose of Ken is to just exist in a universe with his own
Ah,
set of
shit.
values and standards and goals and aspirations. Because previously, the way that it was designed was not that he was servile, but he certainly was like constantly looking for validation from Barbie. He wanted that Barbussy. Also, it's
God
not a
damn
fucking
it.
Ken movie, it's a Barbie movie. What the fuck?
His attacks are so
This
delayed.
dude is like watching the Powerpuff Girls and getting
God.
mad about how feminist it is and how Mojo Jojo isn't like the
Oh
good
my
guy
God.
in the movie. It's like weird. Or
I'm
the
gonna get up in his
scientist
fucking
dad is
face.
not the good guy and not more prominently fucking featured.
Try to melee him, see how much damage that does.
Very odd.
Probably not nearly as much as my
and
the
delivering
gun to his
something
face.
very different. And I guess that's the thing that really struck me about this film. A lot of parents will have been duped into taking their daughters along to watch this movie, probably expecting the kind of breezy, colourful,
God.
family-friendly movie that was advertised, only to find
That didn't
themselves
get you.
confronted with this
Fuck off.
spiteful, bitter, mean-spirited pile of misandrous dog shit instead.
Misandrous.
And I can't help but wonder how many
Yeah, dude. Misandry is when women leave men alone. Like, they build the perfect society and then leave men alone to do whatever the fuck men want to do. If that's misandry, then, I mean, that's pretty solid.
You and
know
these
what I mean?
fucking bubbles, man. I'm
Because
sick of this shit.
Like, you
Fucking
could've
pussy.
made
What, you got no
a
combos?
criticism about the lack of imagination about
Oh my
a
God.
matriarchal structure not actually having any serious societal ills upon the men beyond just simply looking for validation and seeking validation and existing only to have Barbies pay attention to them. But that would require you to have like at least 3.5 brain cells, and it seems like you lost it while you were watching this movie. Like, you could have literally said, you could have straight up looked at the situation and gone, ultimately it could have been more interesting to see like how the Barbies would dominate the men in a matriarchal society. You know what I mean? And we didn't get any of that, and I feel like that was a bit. It lacked imagination.
What the fuck was that, bro? You
psychopaths are gonna
ha-
get
you
created
faked
because of
it?
this film. It's not very often that I say this in my reviews, but if you're a parent and you're thinking about taking your kid
Okay, yeah. If you're a parent and you're watching this guy, you're fucking cooked. Okay. This guy's so fucking blatantly just saying women having power bad. Why don't they show Ken forcing her to take a pregnancy to term? How dare women have power and agency over their bodies in capital? This shit is stupid. The movie's doing a self-critique on male characters and girls' toys and girls' stories who are treated like props to women, but this guy isn't familiar with girls' media, so it goes over his head. Yeah, I mean, it's also, there's also that aspect of it, too.
God damn it. God. Shit. Okay.
We're talking about sensor and video data. Why aren't you talking about that instead of like these anecdotes that you have of dark spheres that you saw? If you were like, yeah, I looked at the control panel and saw evidence of an additional object moving at
God, I suck
speeds,
with these dodging attacks.
Why not talk about that instead of your dark sphere story? Bravo recounted his 2004 encounter with an object off the California coast. He told the subcommittee this. Let's see the video. Tic Tac video.
Reload,
sure,
bro.
why not? Navy pilots will call unsettling 2004. Just show me the video. Watch USS Nimitz Tic Tac UFO.
Bro, what is with that
declassified
feint
video
attack?
from the History Channel. The second link is a History Channel. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, dude. Thanks. Fantastic. Really playing to the stereotype here. Ancient alien shit. Sure. What's going on? Yeah, spooky music. Let's go. I'm sure the music was original to the video recording. Just show me the clip. I'm turning the music off. Holy shit, that's right. Oh my god. That's so true. The dot is sometimes white and sometimes black. That's two colors the dot can be. Uh-huh.
Come on, bro. Come on. Come on.
Is it time for the crack pipe yet? Don't make me. I'm so tempted to do the
Shh,
entire
I'm fucked.
segment like this.
Save some
Bro,
stamina.
why won't the Pentagon debunk this? Why won't the Pentagon debunk this? Why won't the Pentagon debunk this? Why can't the Pentagon debunk? Oh, video! Look at this! Whoa!
Oh, Jesus. Thank God. Oh, what a fucking cheap asshole. All those fucking bubbles, man. Fuck you. Just fucking shooting a bunch of
Holy
shit at
that's
me.
Crazy.
Fucking pussy. Fuck you.
Why can't the Pentagon debunk this?
Where are these assholes? Alright. See you.
It's the same old story as with Bigfoot. Every time you get a definitive
You see how much
capture of
damage
the
I was doing
bastard,
with
it's
the
in
shotgun on his face?
144p, being held by a guy with Parkinson's. You must feel pretty dumb now with this evidence. You're right, Thrawn. I do feel pretty dumb.
Yeah, shotgun was doing real good
Fantastic
damage.
stuff. Thanks, History
The pistol
Channel.
is like good backup.
Wednesday's hearing took place amid a
Or
growing
just like,
willingness by
just
lawmakers
fucking
to
around,
demand the military
save
and
ammo.
intelligence agencies release more what they know regarding the mysterious incidents, with many members of Congress citing the potential national security threat posed by Oh my god. With many members of Congress citing the potential national security threat posed by unknown objects near U.S. space. We're gonna do a Starship Troopers bit where we're gonna do, like, United Earth Directorate fascism. Because of the threat of some guys 5 trillion light years away, dude. Do you want to know more? I don't. I don't want to know more. Also, what do you think you're going to do if there actually are aliens, huh? If there actually are aliens that develop interstellar travel, what are you gonna do? Seriously? I'm really asking. What are you going to do? We don't even have a planetary defense network. We don't have starships. What? Come on.
What's that?
Seriously, come on. We don't even have things that can really aim up. Our big nukes are meant to come back down. A bipartisan group of senators led by Chuck Schumer introduced them. It's not just Republicans, the Democrats too, and I hate them for it. Require executive branch agencies to hand over UAP records to a review board with the presumption of immediate disclosure. Hey, maybe we should demand Pentagon transparency for, like, literally anything else. How many times has the Pentagon failed an audit? Seriously. The Pentagon has failed so many audits. We don't know where like hundreds of billions of dollars have gone. The Defense Department, literally, the Pentagon only managed to account for 39% of its 3.5 trillion in assets. The wealthiest institution.
Slow-moving orb that pulses every point within 3 meters.
In human existence, nothing has ever had as much money to spend as the Pentagon. Nothing in human history. And it can't even account for half of its finances. And we're concerned with transparency on the UFO question. Quick clip debunking the UFO. No, I'm not even going to care to debunk. I don't think I should have to debunk it. No, I'm not falling for this presumption of evidence bullshit, okay? I don't need to debunk anything. I need to be given evidence. I don't have to debunk a dot. You don't have to show me a dot and then I have to construct a geospatial debunking of whether or not it can be a vehicle of a design that no one can define. I'm not falling for it. Can we get Pentagon transparency on any other issue, please? On anything, please? At Wednesday's hearing, lawmakers of both parties expressed anger over their inability to get information about UAP from military and intelligence. Okay, guys, do you want to know why the Pentagon is secretive about this? All right, let's run through the reasons, actual reasons that I thought of because I'm smart and everyone in Congress is stupid, okay? 1, revealing every incidence of UAP tracked by the Pentagon would reveal data about our satellite and spy networks that are confidential, and they don't want to release it. They also don't want to release stuff that they do have because the stuff that they don't release would be a tacit admission of certain areas being covered exclusively by satellite technology that we still consider to be secretive. Ergo, they want to keep everything close to their chest, even the bullshit. 2, as I said before, because of how burdens of proof work, even if they could release everything without being worried about the secrecy of any given satellite or spy network, it wouldn't change the fact that no system is capable of disproving the existence of UFOs being alien in origin in every case of every grainy video footage bit they get, meaning that it would be a tacit admission to many dumb that they were unable to disprove the existence of aliens rather than they simply didn't find any evidence of aliens. Ergo, knowing that the public is stupid, and people in Congress, they don't want to release this information because they're aware of the fact that it would only spurn further investigation and not settle the issue the way it should be settled. That's it. If there really was a government conspiracy, by the way, to cover up the aliens, first of all, why? You know, they never get to this. They never explain this to me. Why? I get a lot of other presumed government conspiracies. Why do 9/11? Because Bush really wanted a war in Iraq to boost his poll numbers. I don't believe that's true. I think 9/11 just happened because Osama bin Laden's a goofy guy. I think that Osama bin Laden, Gumo Gumo no airliner 9/11 is a showcase of his power. I don't think that George Bush did it, even though it's funny to meme about. Pearl Harbor. You know, they let Pearl Harbor happen because he wanted an excuse to it. I don't think that happened either. But whatever. Give me a reason. Why cover up the alien shit? Really? Like why? I'm under the impression, based on my understanding of interstellar travel being a fairly complicated technological endeavor, that if the aliens wanted to do anything with or to or get any message across to humanity, they would simply do so. The government couldn't stop them. So why?
Oh, that's the damage bonus I keep getting.
The public to panic. I don't buy that bullshit, man. Guys, just saw this crazy movie called Oppenheimer, okay? You know what really made the public panic? Widespread knowledge of nuclear weapons. And what did America do the nanosecond we developed them? We used them and bragged about it, okay? I don't think the government shies away from big developments that are existentially terrifying. Especially if they make the U.S. look powerful, which in this case, if we're the ones hiding it, it would. The government can't keep secrets, and even if they could, why that secret? We built a culture out of atomic paranoia. I just don't think that's like enough of a reason. I don't know why, but and you know what? If they really were trying to hide this information, why didn't they have the whistleblower killed? Serious question. Real question. Like, if they've been touting this shit for decades, that would not be difficult for the deep state to do, okay? Like, I don't buy this shit, okay? I don't buy it. Also, if you look into the guy who's making these central claims at all, it's pretty obvious that he's a crank, okay? David Grosh, he's made a ton of claims. The UFOs could be from another dimension. Oh yeah, he claimed here. Grush claimed the first UFO case he was briefed on involved a vehicle downed in Italy in 1933. The Mussolini government had allegedly kept
that's
it in storage
nice.
until near the end of World War II. Pope Pius the 12th back-channeled the existence of the object to the U.S., who obtained it in 1944 or 45. So it's a Vatican conspiracy
Is this
too,
Grey
which is
Health?
where it's like checking
Dragon
all the
Heart.
boxes for conspiracies. It's not enough that it's America covering it up. It's also a Vatican conspiracy, which, by the way, oh yeah, dude, Mussolini, who was allied with Hitler, the esoteric mysticist who was constantly desperate for anything to metaphysically justify Aryan supremacy, they would definitely keep it secret. Yeah, that's definitely something they would do, you know? Yeah, the Nazis, the people who sent like expeditions to uncover artifacts in
That could be nice. Regenerate health with my
ancient Mayan ruins
my
and
skill.
shit like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
it said
those guys
using a mod.
would be keen on keeping that a secret, even years before the war.
Using a
Jesus.
mod
No,
regenerates.
it's literally it's book deals. It's all this is the greatest book deal opportunity of this guy's life. He's been a crank for decades, and now he's here in front of Congress, and he can testify under oath. And here's the best thing: he can't be prosecuted for it because all the
nice.
shit he's testifying under oath for is stuff so dumb and so innocuous that the Pentagon's not going to call him on it. The Pentagon isn't going to try to prove that he's wrong.
Damn,
because
that
in
lasts a
doing
while.
so, they would end up revealing a bunch of information that they're self-interested in not revealing. So it's perfect. He's talking under
Alright,
oath,
charge
which
that up.
gives him legitimacy, but he's talking about stuff that he's not going to be called on, so it doesn't matter. The Pentagon's not going to take any of this seriously because it's run by people who have different priorities, i.e. wasting a bunch of U.S. taxpayer money on finding new ways to synthesize LSD and rub it on door handles. That's more the CIA thing. They're doing something with that money. I don't know. They're building crazy satellites and hovered tanks, whatever. And this guy gets to make a ton of claims to Congress. Look at this. Look at how happy he is. He's a smiling boy. Look at how happy he is. This idiot gets to talk to Congress over this shit. Sorry, this stuff really does get me riled up because I can't stand conspiracy theories. And esotericism just has there's so many better things to use it on than this. It's a waste of legislative time as well. Yeah, while the ocean boils, we have our congressional leaders here in a room listening to a guy gunning for several book deals.
He said that his radar went down. He said that his FLIR system malfunctioned, and that he had to manually take this image from one of the lenses, and it was not automated in collection. As you
Oh, you charged at me.
in a test machine.
Thought it was more of a
what
brisk
an
walk he was
incredible
taking.
coincidence. Guys, the
These little
alien
fucks can't mess
craft
with them.
emitted a series of beams that
Come on, I'm
disabled
ready.
all of the normal, sensor array equipment that I would use to track something. I had no choice but to take a photo of this unidentified object with this shaky camcorder that I also kept with. Matt Gates is only here because he
You
knows
see
the
some
Asian
real
consent
quick
doesn't apply to aliens.
Character.
Okay, so there has been activity
Using a skill regenerates.
by alien or
Using a
non-human
mod regenerates.
technology and or beings that has caused harm to humans.
I can't get into the specifics in an open environment, but at least the activity that I personally witnessed, not to be very careful here, because you don't, I tell you never to acknowledge tradecraft, right? So what I personally witnessed myself and my wife was very disturbing.
Okay. One of my constituents actually sent this.
Is this when somebody said AOC comes in here? Where's AOC? Why? Before this guy? Oh, there she is. Sure, we'll listen to AOC for a sec.
For whistleblowers and for the protection of whistleblowers.
Ms. Ocasio-Cortez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our witnesses for coming here today. I do concur with the ranking member as well as several other members here on this committee that this is a committee for whistleblowers and for the protection of whistleblowers as well. So we understand what you're putting on the table here. We thank you for that.
As is the case with Assange, I'm anti-whistleblower if the whistleblower is annoying. If
The
they're not
fuck?
annoying, I like them.
What are you
but if they
doing,
are
bro?
annoying,
Oh,
I
what?
think they should
Shit.
be put in jail.
What the fuck?
On the unidentified
Oh, he's-
anomalous phenomenon task force.
Hold on, fellas, hold on.
NDAA, correct?
Yes.
There have been some
Need a little
things
space
that,
here. Hold
that
on.
have been mentioned here during
The
this
fuck are
hearing
you
that I
up to?
wanted to
Open up.
on. Mr. Graves, you mentioned specifically during the answers to one of your questions.
Shit.
You named Boeing contractors being engaged in an incident regarding this red
What
cube
the
about
fuck is
football,
this guy?
football field wide. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit
Come on,
about
bitch.
the interaction, or Mr. Gresh, either of you, the interactions between defense contractor companies and any UAP-related programs or activities.
So I'll just say that the information about the contractor himself was provided by a witness, and I have no particular detail in that relationship.
Shed.
Kind of general.
What the fuck?
Wave tops. Certainly the contractors, you know, the metal benders, so to speak, the ones actually doing specific performance on government contracts.
Are they required to issue any disclosure regarding UAP sightings, or do they engage in any reporting around this?
In terms of the contractors,
Yeah.
not that I'm aware of.
They do not. Okay. Now, when it comes to notification that you had mentioned
Little
about
fucks.
IRAD programs,
Yeah, I'm bored now. Guys, if they ever like fully normalized an internal program for reporting any UAP sightings in the military, there would be 500,000 of them a day. You guys know that, right? If you tell a bunch of soldiers, and with all respect to our armed forces personnel, you know, you are a superstitious, drugged up, and often quite stupid bunch. Hey guys, anytime you see anything in the sky that you don't immediately recognize, file this official form and the Pentagon will get on it. We would bankrupt the entire country in a week following up on those reports. Yeah, UAP investigation team would be like the 6th branch of our, well, I guess Space
Where
Force,
the
7th
fuck
branch of
am
our
I
military.
going?
It'd be larger than all the rest of them combined.
Oh, it's a
Who's to say that's
labyrinth.
not where our money
Oh,
is going
makes
already.
sense.
I genuinely think that a
Dense
ton of the
silicone
Pentagon money,
ring.
a lot of it is being like embezzled, right? Like corruption. I think a lot of it is also just going into programs. The
Gain
Pentagon doesn't wanna tell
200%
Congress
of
you know?
health
Like, a lot
regenerated
of it is probably because like
as mod
a lot of
power?
the stuff that the Pentagon does is covered by some
The fuck does
pretty
that mean?
loose rules when it comes to expense disclosure.
Has
We
a
literally
mod
did this on stream.
power.
We looked into. There's a whole branch of the Pentagon that goes into like satellite development and spy network stuff,
The
and they don't
fuck?
have to disclose their budget. So the amount of money that goes into them is just a question mark. So technically, a full audit of the Pentagon can never happen because they don't. There are
Gain
elements of the stuff they work on where they just
200%
do not want to report,
of
which makes
health
sense to an extent, right? Because if you do have
regenerated
top secret programs
as
going on,
mod.
you're like, oh well, this program received $50
What?
billion this year. It's like, okay, well,
Gain
obviously they're doing
health
something, right? It would give away
regenerated
information. Yeah, they don't wanna
as
show their
mod
hand.
power.
Not to suggest that the Pentagon is
What?
correct in
Oh,
not being
hold
able to
on,
provide
hold on,
like
hold
a
on.
decent audit. In fact, they could only account for
Let's just
39%
see
of their
something real quick.
assets. That's insane, you know. But there's definitely a portion of it that's going towards like super crazy, ultra cool military programs, which is dope. You know,
That
this
is
is
not
my
200%
position
of
as a
health.
socialist. If the U.S. military is going to spend trillions of taxpayer dollars,
Alright,
it should be on
must
something
be
dope.
mod
That's what I
power,
think, right?
I guess.
think we can agree on that.
I don't
I
know.
think that's reasonable. Yeah, it should just be on something cool. Yeah. Railguns? Well, railguns exist. They're just not better than other things that we have. It's one of those things where they've been like working on it for a long time, but it's ion cannon. I'm still hyped up about the next generation Abrams, the one that has the electric engine. God only knows what kind of spycraft we have. Yeesh. Railguns would be possible with superconductors. Oh shit, guys. We weren't even thinking about the national security implications of room temperature, ambient pressure.
All right,
superconductors.
let's
Oh
go.
my God.
Come on.
Holy shit. You load up like an entire cannon's worth of superconductors on the deck of you bringing back battleships, boys, okay? We're bringing back battleships, we're bringing back deck side cannons, okay? You load up like 50 tons of superconductors into a rail gun on the deck of a recommissioned battleship and fire a lump of lead at speeds high enough to liquefy the ground that it cuts through. We invade China simply by having our ships
Gaga.
point their cannons down and firing through the planet's core. This is the future of war.
Oh, he's big.
And it is very cool. Wait, why am I getting soy hammered? Railguns aren't a Warhammer 40k thing. The bolters in 40k are rockets. They fire rocket bullets. It's a different thing. The Tau? I don't give a fuck about the Tau. Tau? I don't give a shit. This is a you guy problem. This is use guys Thermonuclear.
I don't know what
Here
that
we go,
power
boys.
means.
The
I'm
future
gonna get
is
back to
now.
my ammo
This is why
switching.
we can't get a full audit on the Pentagon.
At least they gave me a
okay? They've been
damage
building
boost
this one. They're going to
by
they're
13% for
they're gonna,
20 seconds.
They're gonna pull a Psychos during the Monster Association arc in One Punch Man. Okay, they're just going to cut off a section of the planet. They're going to do a light shave. The Marine Corps put Tomahawk missiles on Unmanned Jeep. The funniest thing. Hell yes. This is exceedingly American. Do you think we could get this on like a motorbike? You know those military motorbikes where they have like the side cabin and they're like open top and they have kind of like that flat looking back, and then we have that off the back? Can we do that? It'd fall over. We could balance it. We could make it happen. How's this even stable? They glued the wheels to the Grant's once built scooters with anti-tank guns. Yeah, I've seen that. That was during is that World War II or was that afterwards? Yeah, these were Vespas. This is the same shit that Haruko was riding around in Fooly Cooly. Come on, guys. Come on. That's cool. This is the most impractical shit in the universe, but come on. You have to be driving directly at something to fire at it, because it's not, you can't turn it. So you have to like, oh, there's a tank, beep, beep, directly towards it. Brilliant. It apparently performed pretty well. That's insane. That's psychotic. This is what the Pentagon is making. The Metal Gear or the nanomachines, son? Which, is it both layers? As I understand it, a Metal Gear is only at peak operational efficiency if it's also being piloted by somebody who controls nanomachines. You know, you guys joke, but I guarantee you that right now, something approximating both nanomachines and Metal Gears are trying to be built in the Pentagon somewhere. Well, not in the Pentagon, but in their budget, somewhere in their docket. No, I guarantee it. 100% I guarantee it. Like, not a joke. That's not a joke. It's their job to get an obscene amount of money from U.S. taxpayers and use it on literally any avenue for making the United States strong. What if they're just letting them do anything cool? See, that's the thing. That's the thing I don't believe, because they've always been doing shit like this, right? Like, if you go back and look at
something
anything
from above or
declassified
under
from
here.
at any point in time, the
Be a little
Pentagon
rock
is
guy.
always doing shit
Pull
like
me off
this.
the edge.
They have too much money and they're staffed by meth-addled lunatics. So, like, they are constantly finding new ways to waste our money, and sometimes it works, right? I mean, the atomic bomb, yeah, from the people who brought you the gay bomb, very true. Like the Soviet Union spent money on psychic research.
What the fuck do I do here?
We make fun of the Soviet Union for spending money on psychic research, but what if they had turned out to be right, huh? And by the way, it's not like we weren't. I mean, the CIA was doing experiments with like LSD and with like empathy reading. Yeah, MK Ultra shit.
Right.
Yeah, I think the Russians were right.
I'm going left.
But maybe not. Yeah, no, the CIA was scared. Yeah, this is what I mean, too, with, like, UFO reporting, too. Because there were people in the CIA who thought they'd found psychic powers. Because, like, you have a bunch of CIA lunatics who are doing experiments with, like, homeless people and LSD and, like, doping people up. There were people in the CIA who were doping their colleagues because they were trying to find, like, okay, well, how do people react to being on LSD with all these awakened psychic powers without being that they're being doped, right? So they're, like, smearing on door handles and getting their own coworkers behind, poisoning the LSD, poisoning the like water cooler and shit. And there were guys there who were like, oh my god, like this is too much power, you know? They were literally trying to discover psychers, and a lot of them convinced themselves they had. This is why we can't take UFO reports seriously. Men Who Stare at Ghosts is a non-fiction book by John Ronson, great name, concerning the U.S. Army's exploration of New Age concepts and the potential military applications of the paranormal. The title refers to attempts to kill goats by staring at them and stopping their
critical
hearts.
on that.
Non-fiction. The CIA literally just baked LSD into the bread of a small French village, and they thought they were being possessed by demons in the 1950s just to see what would happen. The CIA loves doing stuff like that. There are two things that the CIA loves doing more than anything else, okay? Arming fascist militias and giving unsuspecting people LSD. Those are the two things they just can't get enough
this is the shortcut. Okay.
To be fair, that sounds very funny. Well, yeah, it's hilarious. The Pentagon tried to create a talking plasma ball called the Voice of God. Right. So
nice.
Dude, yeah, because think of how convenient that would be.
Boss
if
fight?
they could, like, create a plasma ball that could talk, they could convince anybody of anything, right? They could go to, like, any remote Italian village, create that ball, convince somebody that is being directly spoken to by God, and have him just shoot up like a local communist youth club meeting.
Yeah, there's a
And
boss
it would
fight.
be completely unaccountable to them, right? They would be able to do this everywhere. They wouldn't need to do coups anymore because they could just convince people God told them to do stuff. It'd be great.
Oh, that's a nice arena. Look at that. Oh, it's not. The fuck?
There's not much to spoil with
shortcut.
Oppenheimer
All right.
because it's a historical biopic. I mean, you can spoil the movie by reading the Wikipedia page.
Yep,
Or,
come on, boys.
You know, it's not it's
Oh,
not a
let
plot
daddy with
twist.
you.
It happened as it happened, presumably with some artistic license. Hey, it was great. I'm not a big Christopher Nolan fan. Like, really, I've complained about him on stream before. Admittedly, I haven't seen Tenet. I haven't seen Interstellar, and I know a lot of people, but
God,
I didn't
fucking
care
bitch.
that much for Inception and the Batman movies. And there's a lot of stuff. It's just something about him that I find off-putting and generally annoying. But you know what? Credit where credit's due. Okay? I really, really liked Oppenheimer. I did. I liked it a lot. It was like 3 hours, and I wasn't bored, even though the entire movie was just old white guys in office rooms talking to each other as time advanced, and we just kind of get a slice of the the 30s through the 50s
All right.
from the perspective
portal.
of one guy with the big hat. You know, it was good. Obviously, I'm not here to talk about like the movie, right? I'm here to talk about how the movie is actually about Marxism. No, so for those of you who don't know or haven't seen the movie or don't care or whatever,
What the
Oppenheimer
fuck is
the guy
this?
who made the atomic bomb. He led the Manhattan Project. Atomic bombs morally, they're kind of spicy as weapons go. After making the bomb, he was notable primarily for protesting against their use, essentially arguing for international cooperation, saying that he didn't think there was any way to reasonably manage the threat that they posed without securing sort of collaboration on how
Maybe I
much
just have to
uranium
keep
can be
dying.
mined,
It'll
processed.
change.
Atomic
It'll
energy
change to
has
something
to be
easier.
regulated, and he was unsuccessful. Nobody, people listened to him, but it didn't work, did it? Remember the Cold War? Both sides built thousands of nukes. First the atomic bombs, and then the hydrogen bombs, which were larger, and the movie
What the
talks about
fuck?
that as well. He didn't like those.
First
Those
I
hydrogen
felt,
bombs, the
I thought
explosion
the
radius
floor
is so
crumpled and I
large that they
fell
can't
through it.
actually be used as
Is it just
actual
broken
nuclear
forever
weapons,
now?
The way
Can I
the
not
way
get
that
through
the
there?
atomic bomb conceivably put. So we armed up and nobody listened to him, and man, he would have died. He died early from lung cancer. He would have died right around the time of the Cuban
I gotta
Missile
go up to
Crisis. Was
these.
this before or after? Hold on. Cuban Missile Crisis. No, it would have been after. He
See
died
what this is
67,
one more
I think.
time.
So yeah, he would have lived to see the absolute apex of his creation being used to terrorize the world. The Cuban Missile Crisis was such a stressful time that there was a spike
Okay.
in suicides around the world. I mean, as people listened to what was happening,
I'll
on the
go
TV
check
and
out
radio,
the-
and they
that
heard about
other
the
stuff.
increasing threat as the naval blockade. The two naval forces
Two
confronting
big
each other.
chamber
A lot of people
areas.
just killed themselves because they figured, well,
And I get up there.
the world's over.
Through the
Basically,
middle.
this is it. But he lived through that, and then he died of lung cancer. Oh, throat cancer. Sorry, throat cancer. Because he smoked. He was always smoking in the movie. That's the prelude to that. He dies from that. Don't
I
smoke.
can't teleport
it's not
from
good
here.
for you folks. Don't vape either. Okay. So anyway, I said this movie is Marxist. It's not. I was lying. However, again, if you watch the movie, Oppenheimer had a lot of communist associates. He was Jewish and an academic, and associated with a lot of flighty types that the FBI wouldn't care too much for come, say, 19... How do you feel about Strauss in the movie? The whole framing of the movie is that a colleague of Oppenheimer has been sabotaging him in the public light by subjecting him to an incredibly rigorous, essentially trial, but not really, to drag out all of his secrets and fears and mistakes throughout his whole life. Strauss comes across as like a lunatic in the movie. So, without knowing much about his actual in real life counterpart, I can't really say.
He's got one
Have you
charge
seen
in him,
tweets
and that's
wishing
it.
for a Japanese perspective of the movie? These were said by people who didn't actually watch the movie. It's a very stupid thing to say. The idea that the movie glorifies the bomb is moronic. It
Fuck, was I
absolutely
gonna-
does not. And the idea that the movie would have in any way benefited from cutting away from what's otherwise like a pretty continuous 3 hours of a framing device where Oppenheimer is recanting his life on trial, to like 10 minutes to spend in Hiroshima, so we could see like a Japanese family, I don't know, playing around in the flowers before getting atomized. I don't know how that would have improved the experience at all. I mean, Oppenheimer is pretty clearly racked with guilt, like the whole time. I don't know what that would have added. I have no clue at all. Yeah. Well. But the sex scenes were vital, of course. The fact that I think it's really like indicative of how sexless movies are these days that people are even paying attention to sex scenes. There are like the sex scenes in the movie. There are like 2 or maybe 3, and they're as titillating and severe
Alright,
as
come on,
something you would
boys.
have seen back in the 1980s. But like people talk about it because like everyone's used to seeing Marvel movies, so they're like, oh my god, you can show tits in films. You can't actually. But you can show a woman's butt as she's laying on a guy's lap and like fucking. Yes, you can. We've been doing that for decades. Not new. Watch anything but Marvel movies. Sorry, I just people keep talking about the sex scenes. They're not.
Oh shit! He's got hands. Come on, let me get
Glad
some
you like
space. Hold on. I'm gonna wear you out, Big Daddy. Oh god, he's fast too. I'm gonna cheat.
Well, anyway.
Cheese time.
Really good.
Come on, bitch. Find your way around the statue.
Like if you want a sex scene, or if you want nudity, go. You can see
Goddamn,
Scarlett
chill.
Johansson naked in Asteroid City. You know that, right?
Forgot you got
There's a scene
magic.
where she drops her towel, and you can see her fully nude in the mirror, like bush and everything.
Suck my dick.
Scarlett Johansson.
Nice.
Like nobody talks about that.
Fucking
except a couple
suicide
one
bomb,
tweets
last
about
attempt to
it.
kill me.
'Cause it's like it's a quirky movie. So yeah, it's actually her. It's not a body double. What do you think of him saying the line in the middle of sex? He said so. He says, "I have become Death Destroyer of Worlds because a woman who is riding him procures a book in Sanskrit and asks him to read a given passage while she is riding him." And then he said that. I thought it was a bit corny personally, but I feel like it was maybe done deliberately because it was done very early on in the film, and I feel like it was done to keep people from spending the entire movie going, say the line, say the line. So by kind of like popping that bubble early, you get people to focus on anything else. I think in that
I don't know,
respect,
use this shit.
that's,
I can't do anything with these doors yet.
you know, that's a bit sensible. Wait, actually, yeah, yes, I'm not. That's not a joke. 3 hours is so long though. I didn't feel the length of the movie. It's a very good movie. I would also say that it's probably the most effective piece of anti-nuclear proliferation.
Increases mod
propaganda
damage by
that
12%.
I've seen in a long time.
I don't need
If
that
you want
just
to
yet,
convince somebody
but
how dangerous
it could be
is
nice
to
for the
treat nuclear
pistol,
weapons
actually.
flippantly,
Hold on.
that is a good movie to watch because it really makes you think about that. Like, because that's kind of the whole point. What do you think of people who say it should have been played by an actual Jew? I don't. You like we can do this infinitely for historical biopics. Should have actually been a Jew. Should have actually been 5'7". Should have actually had a 6.2-inch penis. You know, with mild girth. You know, like I don't really care. It's called acting. Yeah. This isn't like a person wearing blackface to play a black role when they're white or whatever. Jewishness is not written on the skin.
Man, are you kidding me? What the fuck do I do with this
It's
shit?
not like he was a practicing Jew or had a kippah on or anything like that. So no. He doesn't act Jewish at all.
Alright,
The
guess
only
we're
time
going
his
back
Jewishness
home.
is even brought up is when people are like, yeah, the Nazis probably would have killed you. Which, yeah, they would have. That's true.
Yeah, let's go back home.
He's also a dead ringer, by the way. Seriously. Like, we've all seen this picture, because it's been marketed to hell and back, and he looks very harrowing, you know, so on. But this is the actual man. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, I know the angle is different, but like, what the fuck?
Gotta go to the England gauntlet. Okay.
Yeah. That's really close.
Oh, we're here
Yeah,
already.
given a
All right.
appearance
So
being that proximate.
where's the objective at? We went all the way over there. Okay, so it's got to be somewhere here.
Oh yeah, it even took me a bit to recognize Robert Downey Jr.'s character as well. I think I saw a bit of an interview or some anecdote where
How do I get
Robert
over there?
was saying that
can't.
he really wanted to do this
Can't
movie
get there
because
yet.
he'd spent so long in the Marvel films that he'd forgotten what acting was. Because Robert Downey Jr. actually
There's
is
a
a very
stone
good
pedestal
actor,
in
and he's
central
been doing
chamber,
like CGI
a white
Iron
beam
Man
of light.
stand here in the middle of the green room and like do a couple of lines into the box.
Yeah, I'm
kinda
trying to
shit
figure out
for,
how to
like,
get there.
over a decade, right?
Just
In
went through the whole
2008,
map.
First Iron Man, so it was
Any
confirmed
area I
in 2006,
didn't
and it goes
visit
all
is
the way
probably
up to when
locked.
he dies.
Let me go check that all the way down there on the down left.
They did a
Forgot
great
you guys
job.
regenerate. My bad. Let me kill
Could
you.
have distinguished kilos. God bless him and every other actor looking to get.
Oh, the
a break
melee
out
doesn't
from the,
use stamina. Nice.
Marvel trap. Nope, I will not substance soda. It's a good way to lose my channel.
Come on.
Gosh. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Look at that. That's the actor on the left and
Oh, shit.
Oppenheimer on the
God
right.
damn,
That's
daddy.
pretty crazy. This is before any makeup or adjustment too. This is just their faces, you know? The cast was stacked. The cast was excellent. I really
I can beat him.
Would you see it again in IMAX? No, I don't care that much about having the sound boom at me. Not to mention, even in the
Dumbass.
relatively small theater that I saw it in, the sound from the atomic bomb exploding during the Trinity test was enough to like.
I got more health.
I
Wait,
feel like
dead.
if I was in an IMAX theater, like that, I would just deafen me instantly.
See ya,
And
fuck boy.
I do like being able to hear. Oh, Christopher Nolan also bragged about how the movie is basically no CGI, how the atomic bomb.
Oh,
test
here we
didn't
go.
Involve any CGI. I really like the approach they took towards it because, from your
Fuck.
perspective in the audience, you got the same treat to see it that everyone else did.
Ruined
You
hard.
get brief, fleeting, partial shots of the Trinity bomb test.
On
and
use increases
just a few seconds of a
500
lingering shot of the whole thing, and it's silent for 20
increases
seconds
health
before the sound wave
regeneration
hits you.
by
Shocking.
5
You don't see anything.
and
of
generates
Nagasaki
500
Hiroshima,
mod
because again,
power
Oppenheimer, you saw what he saw.
over 10 seconds for
was
both
a big
weapons.
move.
Oh
That's what it was.
shit. That's actually pretty good. Hold
It was
up.
pretty loud beat down, that's for sure.
That gives me health though. God damn it.
The foot stomping though, the foot stomping is very loud. Are
Hmm.
the conservatives going to hate this movie even when it's so popular? Maybe when the hype died down. I
Increase
don't know
health
if it's gonna be
regeneration
much
by
of a culture
5.
war thing because it's pretty difficult as a conservative to frame the movie.
I can't. Oh
in like a
god.
like a
I
culture
can only have
war
one
anti-woke
equipped.
way when it's literally a historical biopic. But obviously
Fuck.
the context of the movie, the themes.
All right, I gotta
and
choose.
the story that's told are not ones that align with the conservative worldview.
Damn.
Yes, I have seen the latest conspiracy theories of people saying that atomic bombs aren't actually real because there's no other way we ever could have gotten a camera to view inside the window of one of those test houses they built out in Nevada. Yes, I've seen that. I'm not
See if
even
there's
getting
any
into
like
that right
health
now. Yes,
mods
I'm
we
fully
can
aware.
put on this one. Oh,
And
not a
Nolan
gun.
yes, Christopher Nolan supports the strikes. Alright, that's enough. I have far more to say about Barbie. So obviously, I'm not really, or at least I don't consider myself to be the target audience of a movie called Barbie. I wasn't really interested in it when they announced that it was going to be a movie, though their marketing team did a phenomenal job. And obviously the whole Barbenheimer thing, became mimetically interesting. But as it got closer and closer to release date, there was some stuff that I was seeing about the Barbie movie, people talking about it, actors, whatever. It gave me the impression that they weren't going to be doing some like bargain basement, like just toy cash-in nonsense. Keep in mind, okay, the historical record for quality of movies that are toy tie-ins, not great. The Lego movie, that's a positive example, okay? The Lego movie's a good example. Generally speaking, this is not like a breakout field when it comes to high-quality cinema. This tends not to be Kino. So I wasn't like super enthused the whole way through, but then people said they saw Barbie and really liked it, and I saw it the other day. Guys, it was actually really good. It was really good. It's not a perfect movie by any means, but it was more surprising to me than Oppenheimer because I knew Oppenheimer would be at least good, given the subject material. I had no real expectations for Barbie, and Barbie ended up being, I think pretty great, to be honest with you. In both the construction of the film, the
What is
creativity, the
Grey
acting,
Health,
and also
right?
the political themes, which, by the way,
The
great of them
fuck
to
is
just
that?
make a Marxist movie. That was fantastic of them. I really, really, really appreciated that. The success of this film is going to be.
Who am I kidding? I'm gonna need
a
this.
touchpoint moment for Hollywood for a while to come, because it's the highest-grossing movie ever with a female director by a huge margin. In terms of dual box office opening weekend between it and Oppenheimer, I think it's like one of the highest ever.
Yeah, stagger
like in the
damage
top 5 or
and
6
the
ever,
weak spot
ever.
damage.
It's already gotten 400 million.
Nice.
It's doing extremely well, Barbie, and Oppenheimer's doing well as well. But mostly it's Barbie.
Let me see
so why is
my-
everyone seeing Barbie? Okay.
These again?
So I'm gonna spoil everything.
Yeah,
but
my
I'm gonna talk about
damage.
what I find interesting. All right. So a lot
Yep,
of
we're
what
good to go.
people, a lot of what people have
What
been
else do
talking
we have
about,
to
at least in my
explore?
circle of the
We
woods, is Ryan
got
Gosling, right? Because Ryan Gosling is Ken.
this little
and
staircase?
He's Ryan Gosling, and Ryan is a great actor, and he's great, and he's great, and he's.
No, it's standing up
very
there
good.
by itself.
And boy, is he muscular! Whew! I
Yeah,
mean, he's
it's
always
not
been
connected
beefy,
to
right?
that-
But like,
those
you know,
stairs.
the jean vest is underselling it here. Look at his arm. Look at his left arm from right here. He's very large, in the movie, which is funny. I guess they were trying to like get him as close as possible to like the Ken doll.
Oh, I gotta go to that
musculature,
World Stone.
which is
Shit.
which is great, and I think they succeeded in that respect. He does look toy-like in how in how muscular he is, and so does she, right? It's Margot Robbie, right? It's not Margot, like the Elden Ring boss. It's Margot Robbie, right? Correct? I thought she's beautiful. Yes. So she's obviously gorgeous, and she looks like a Barbie doll. Like, yeah. It's pretty. Yes, that's as straightforward. So in terms of aesthetics, you know, they've got that going on. Aesthetically and tonally, I would say the movie was virtually perfect, and I actually mean that. And I'm generally very critical too. So, the Barbie Dreamland, which is like the setting of most of the film, which is like the magical kind of alternate reality kind of dreamland area where Barbies live in their Barbie paradise. Like it's deliberately abstracted and aestheticized in a way that is incomprehensible. Like they have a pool, but the pool is hard plastic, right? They have breakfast, but the breakfast consists of an empty cup and like a plastic little like toast with egg, because it's not real. It's Barbie land. It's Barbie's plastic. Life in plastic is fantastic. That's the line. So it's abstracted. I think at one point the narrator says, and Barbie doesn't walk from place to place. She's simply placed wherever she needs to be to continue the scene. Because like if you're like playing with dolls like a little kid, you don't have Barbie like walk from the one set to the other. You just put them in one place. So she just gets flown from one place to another with like sparkles behind her. It was.
Oh, he's
really
got a little
good.
combo
There
too.
were multiple scenes when a person took a hit, and rather than like reacting the way a person should, they fly backwards in like this wire foo style. Like it was funny. It was funny. The whole thing, the whole design of Barbie Land, the aesthetic, everything that they went for. I think they nailed it. Like no, it was genuinely delightful. And you know, I don't care for this pastel like Barbie shit on its own, but I love artistry. And to bring that alive
What the
in the way
fuck
they
are
did,
you
know,
doing
to
over there,
make it
bro?
That funny and that interesting, without deviating from the. I'll put it this way, okay? I think that a worse director with a worse idea would have tried to take all the Barbie aesthetic and like hyper realize.
You don't bitch.
You know what I mean? Where they would have had like pink water coming
Shit.
out of the shower when she takes the shower.
damn it.
You know what happens to Margot Robbie when she takes a shower? Nothing. She turns a plastic dial stands underneath the shower head, nothing happens, and then she just does like this, and then she's clean.
God damn it.
That's Keener. That's perfect right there. A hack director would have made pink water come out or like sparkles or something, but nothing happens because that's what happens in a Barbie playset, right? Nothing, because the shower doesn't work. You stupid bitch. You haven't connected it to plumbing. You fucking idiot.
Melee damage?
Great. I loved it.
Oh, it's a relic.
The plot of the movie involves Barbie going to the real world, and
Stagger
the real
damage,
world
weak
is
spot.
still a cartoon. As in, people will do
Only
like
1%.
Hanna-Barbara.
Not even one.
hijinks
Yeah,
chasing
1%.
Each other, like there's goofy noises. It's not like hyper real in the real world either. The whole thing is still, yeah. Oh, Tempest, I'm going to talk about that. So there's an interesting tone shift that happens when they move to the real world as well that carries forward this like really interesting aesthetic duality they're going for, which is that Barbie Land is of course plastic and perfect and superficial and beautiful, but as soon as they get to the real world, everything gets a lot raunchier, like immediately. So as Tempest points out, one of the first things that happens after Barbie makes it to the real world is a shot lingering on her ass, and she gets sexually harassed, and at one point, I think, yeah, even assaulted by a guy who smacks her ass.
Oh shit, he's charging.
Everything gets dirtier. It gets
Sorry for
crasser.
taking a little walk there,
But
buddy.
not
My
in
bad.
like a blue humor kind of way. I think it's meant to be a representation.
You don't have that much
of how
reach.
Barbie Land.
I can
the
play around
Barbies
with you.
think that they exist in a kind of perfect feminist
These
utopia
guys are
where
cute.
women are perfectly empowered. But then, of course, she goes to the real world to find out that the patriarchy is real and it's not great, and actually people don't listen to women that much. Ken also finds out that the patriarchy is real because Ken comes alongside Barbie, but he likes it because in Barbie Land. Okay, does anybody know how the Drow are in like?
Where the fuck do they
fantasy
want me to
media?
go?
They kind of have that going on.
I went
In
everywhere.
Barbie Land,
I don't have the
women
parts that I
control
need.
and are everything, and the men are superficial
there?
side pieces that exist to momentarily entertain Barbies. They play at the beach.
God damn
I
it.
think at one point Barbie even says, like, explicitly, I don't know where they sleep, which kind of implies they just sleep on the beach, whereas every Barbie gets their own Barbie house, you know? Barbie Land is a land for Barbie, which means that Ken is kind of a superfluous underclass there. And by the way,
Come on, guys. We'll do it one more time.
Dynamic, attention is paid to it, you know? This isn't like some crazy reading or whatever. Explicitly, when watching the movie, attention is called to the
Watch
fact
your
that
hand.
the Kens don't really have anything. Political power, because there's a Barbie Supreme Court, there's a Barbie president, you know? They have political power, social power,
Oh,
whatever.
you.
It basically just exists to get Barbie attention. The main Ken, the one that we follow throughout the movie, the Ryan Gosling Ken, is hardcore down bad for Margot Barbie, and who wouldn't be, right?
The fuck?
So when they, you know, he's desperate for attention.
Dodged a
she's
little late
really
on
not
that, but
interested in
they're generous
reciprocating.
with the
When they go to
timing.
the real world, they learn different lessons. Barbie learns that the real world is actually cruel, highly sexualized, and that women don't have much social power at all.
Can I
They
go
call
through
pretty
this?
direct attention to this. The themes of feminism.
Yeah, no, I don't have
exactly
anything.
Subtle. They explicitly talk about how they're feeling. I thought one of the funniest things to me when they first made it onto the beach in Venice Beach, because they're going to LA. They go from Barbie Land. They do a little trip.
Oh,
they
yeah,
live
this
on
was
Venice
the
Beach,
nothing
which I have been
path.
there. Is
Wait,
that
what?
everyone is staring at Barbie and Ken because
Okay, I guess it works now.
they're wearing ridiculous
Maybe I just
neon
didn't
glow
try.
outfits. You've seen these in social media. These
Yeah,
outfits were
whatever.
seen by people taking photos of them at Venice Beach because
Oh,
they were
fuck
shooting
me.
on set. So you
God
saw these
damn
outfits,
it.
'cause everyone saw them. This happened a while ago. And they're both dressed like this because they're it's Barbie. So they're
Good
dressed
shot.
like
Good
this.
shit.
Um,
You got
but
me.
they're like narrating to
You
each
got
other
me,
the
you got
weird
me.
shift in
Good job.
how they're being perceived by others, with Barbie feeling like there's an increasingly violent undertone to the way other people are perceiving her, and Ken loving it because people are actually looking at
Oh,
him.
I forgot
whereas in
where I was
Barbie Land,
at.
Nobody looks at Ken unless it's in the specific context of him deliberately trying to entertain her. Okay?
Up here.
So after hijinks happen, and I'm not trying to tell the entire plot, there's plenty I'm leaving out. I'm just trying to get at the themes I want to talk about. They do stuff in the real world, and the gist of it is that Barbie, you know, wants to fix some sort of underlying rift that's opened up in Barbie Land. Ken wants to do the patriarchy in Barbie Land. And when Barbie returns after Ken to Barbie Land, Ken has already made the entire place Dude Land. Ken Land. Super duper big dude Ken Land. And funnily enough, I'm surprised the movie was willing to go there, and I'm really glad they did because it's sociologically interesting.
I got stuff to do.
All of the women, all the Barbies.
Okay,
are,
this is I can't.
Who are they were like Supreme Court ministers, justices, the president, all these empowered Barbies. They're all now happily subservient to the Kens. Basically, they're happy being like set.
Wow, one of the first
like,
missions in a fucking labyrinth, a very confusing labyrinth.
This dude grow alpha, and he'll slap my ass sometimes, you know. And this is like two of them, all of them. And one character comments that it's like
the fuck
like
is this, man?
Natives, like they had no natural resistance to chauvinism. So
I thought I was gonna be done being confused on the lad's mission.
Sure, you'll do all the
it wasn't
work,
even a
I'll
labyrinth
like,
mission. Now I'm in an actual fucking labyrinth.
So there's no like expectant, you know.
This shit is fucking. This shit is boring me already. There it is. This is where I died.
The whole movie ultimately was about the relationship.
Why the fuck didn't they spawn me at this world stone?
Changes people.
God damn it!
Sort of contradictory because when the movie begins, they're not people. They're Barbie and Ken. They're not like humans. But they take different directions.
I had to use it.
I'm gonna talk about Ken.
I have to use it if I'm gonna die in the area. They're not just gonna spawn me there.
This was the star of the show. Seriously, Margot did such an insanely good job acting throughout this.
You goddamn pussies! Fuck you! Fuck off!
Actually, the
God damn it!
And like quality cinema right here. Because
this is worse than Elden Ring. I can't run past you fuckers. God damn it! Fuck off!
Margot? I said Margot. What did I say?
Jesus Christ!
Did I say Margaret? In my head, I was thinking, don't say Margaret. So I just said it. Okay, right, Margot. Thank you.
No.
I heard Margot. I thought I said Margot. Whatever. Anyway.
God damn it!
Brilliant job acting from her. Most of the movie is about her coming to terms with her identity, what it means to be a Barbie, what it means to be a human, blah blah. The ending of the movie is surprisingly emotional, considering like the source material that led up to it. Not the very ending. The
fucking
very
piece of shit!
Joke that I'll tell in a second.
Get the fuck out of my way, man!
I think fairly emotional.
Been through it like 5 times already.
Just tremendous. It was done so well. And with Ken, you know, it's mostly about, I guess, an analogization of the roles of men in general. And now I'm going to do the sociology thing, right? Okay? So the movie pays attention to the fact and comments on the fact that the image of the Barbie is a sort of stereotypical, demeaning, and unrealistic one. Both in the sense that Barbies are just kind of always attractive.
Jesus Christ.
That's like a template of the figure. So that's something, right? But also the idea of Barbies being a kind of fantasy world where women have power is undercut by the fact that if you're
what the fuck
with one, you then have to end that and go into the real world where you don't. And the film sort of acknowledges.
I don't get this game, man. The first mission was a goddamn fucking labyrinth.
Kind of paints over it, undercuts
Me and this other guy, we couldn't find our way
from it, which is
back to the fucking world stone to revive somebody new that wanted to join the game, and now I'm at an actual fucking labyrinth. I don't know what I have to collect. The objectives are vague as fuck. I wasn't paying attention, or I don't remember the goddamn dialogue of what they told me exactly what I needed to do. God damn it, man.
Women don't have enough.
A white beam of light.
Women are expected.
Something seems important about it. Alright, let's go there one more fucking time. Only to press the shit and see we do not have anything, any of the shit that we need.
Do those things. There's a lot there, but it's also stuff that I've talked about, and I think that you guys can mostly intuit it. Though it is nice to see it spelled out so explicitly in a movie that's already gotten 400 million. I like that. It goes beyond. I would say that it goes beyond just liberal feminist narratives.
I'm not your dad.
Because that's what I was ready for.
Jesus.
It goes beyond that.
What
and
the
it talks,
fuck?
Instead,
what is
I
that?
think about things from more structural.
What the fuck?
It's not just a matter of women need to be empowered. It's also.
I'm just trying to fucking play the goddamn game. No fucking way. Way too confusing, man. Way too confusing. Way too fucking early in the game.
Considering the fact that Barbie is the most gendered toy in existence. Seriously, if you go into it and watch it, or have already watched it, read its contents with a gender abolitionist theme, because I think that there's a strong argument to be made there. which I liked. So again, it goes beyond liberal feminism. It's not just, being a woman is great, or even being a woman is hard, but it should be better. It talks about it more extensively. But it also talks about men, and that's what most people on social media have been talking about, which I think